In this video, I'll show you how to use Zapier to create your first automation, also known as a Zap. We'll connect a trigger app to an action app, test the workflow, and publish it so repetitive tasks can happen automatically in the background. Whether you want to send notifications, add new leads to a spreadsheet, create tasks, or connect two different apps without coding, Zapier makes the process much easier. If this tutorial helps you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more practical software tutorials. Let's get started. First, open your preferred web browser and go to the Zapier website. Once the page loads, click the Sign In option and log into your Zapier account. If you do not have an account yet, you can create one using your email address or an available Google, Microsoft, or other supported login option. After signing in, you should arrive at your Zapier dashboard. From the dashboard, click Create. Zapier may show several creation options, so select Zap or Zap Workflow, depending on the wording shown in your account. A Zap is an automated workflow made up of a trigger and one or more actions. The trigger is the event that starts the automation, while the action is what Zapier does afterward. The first step is choosing the trigger app. Click Trigger, then use the search bar to find the app where the automation should begin. For example, you might choose Gmail when a new email arrives, Google Forms when a new form response is submitted, Facebook lead ads when a new lead is received, or a project management app when a new task is created. Search for the app you want, then select it from the results. Next, click Trigger Event. This tells Zapier exactly what should start the workflow. The available events depend on the app you selected. Choose the event that matches your goal, such as new email, new spreadsheet row, new contact, new form response, or new task. Take a moment to select the correct event because this determines when your Zap will run. After selecting the trigger event, Zapier will ask you to connect your trigger account. Click Sign In and follow the login instructions for the app you selected. You may need to enter your account details, choose an existing account, or authorize Zapier to access specific information. Review the permissions carefully, then approve the connection. Once the account is connected, continue to the next step. Now it's time to add the action. Click Action, then search for the app where you want something to happen. This could be Gmail, Slack, Google Sheets, Trello, Notion, Microsoft Excel, or another supported service. For example, if your trigger is a new form response, your action could be adding that information to a spreadsheet or sending a notification to a team channel. Select the action app files from the search results. Next, click Action Event and choose what Zapier should do in that app. The available options depend on the application. You might choose Send Email, Create Spreadsheet Row, Send Channel Message, Create Task, Add Subscriber, or Create Database Item. Select the action that matches the result you want from your automation. Zapier will then ask you to connect the action account. Click Sign In and log in to the selected action app. If you already connected this service to Zapier, you may be able to select an existing account. Otherwise, follow the prompts to authorize the connection. Make sure you are connecting the correct account, especially if you manage multiple workspaces, companies, or email addresses. Once the trigger and action are configured, click Build It at the top of the page. Zapier will prepare the workflow and take you to the testing stage. Before testing, quickly review the trigger app, trigger event, connected accounts, action app, action event, and mapped fields. Checking these details now can prevent mistakes later. To test the workflow, click Test Run. Zapier will use sample information from the trigger and attempt to complete the action. Wait for the test to finish, then verify that it was successful. Check the destination app as well. For example, if the action sends an email, confirm that the message arrived. If it creates a spreadsheet row, open the sheet and check the information. If the test fails, read the error message. Confirm your account permissions, check that all required fields are filled, and try the test again. Once the test works correctly, you can publish the Zap. Click Publish and confirm the action if Zapier asks you to do so. After publishing, the Zap will be active and will monitor the trigger app for the event you selected. When that event occurs, Zapier will automatically perform the action. Keep in mind that most Zaps do not run instantly every time. The timing can depend on your Zapier plan, the connected apps, and the type of trigger you selected. You can monitor your automation from the Zapier dashboard, where you can view task history, successful runs, and errors. If you no longer need the automation, you can turn it off, edit it, or delete it from the same area. And that's how to use Zapier for automation. You opened Zapier, created a new Zap workflow, selected a trigger app and event, connected the trigger account, added an action app and event, connected the action account, built the workflow, tested it, and published it. If this tutorial was useful, please like the video, subscribe for more software guides, and share it with anyone who wants to save time by automating repetitive tasks.